everyone, Alex here, back with another video. Today is a very inspired video, okay? We're going a little bit Italian today, all right? So, inspired by Jamie the Cleaner and Eddie Clone. If you saw Reggie on the Cleaner Cast recently, you know all kinds of science now, okay? So we're gonna have some fun. So the 3-page system is something that Jamie and Eddie have both used, and I've recently received some Labocosmetica stuff, and really excited to try it out. So what do you say we start mixing some things? So if you saw Jamie's video, he's starting out with Primus, which is the Alkaline pre-wash. So this is a 10:1 in a foam cannon. Okay, I got a measuring cup. All right, we're gonna measure properly. I've learned, thank you very much. Then we're gonna hop over to Purifica. Okay, this is our acid base. So as Jamie kind of says, you know, you use the alkaline solution to really break down any bugs, organic material, dirt, that kind of crap on there. Rinse that off and then hit it with the acid, let that kind of dwell a little bit. And then we're gonna do a bucket wash with SèMPER, okay? This here we're gonna be putting about a cap full in a bucket. I have about 4 gallons of water, just under maybe. So for the 10:1 dilution in the MJJC 3.0S foam cannon, to get the full 1,000 mils, we're gonna actually be doing about 91 milliliters of soap, okay? So we're gonna fill this up just under the 100 mils. Dump that in there. Very liquidy shampoo. Put that on there, and then tighten that down. Give it a bit of a stir. So the nice thing with this, the ball actually agitates everything, which is handy. Put the cap back on there because I do not want to spill this beautiful Italian juice. So, Purifica, acid base, again, 10:1. We're gonna be using the IK 360. You guys know I love this, okay? Again, 10:1, so we have 1,500 mils total capacity in here. So we're gonna go just under that, probably around 1,200 mils. And then with that, we're gonna be doing about 120 milliliters of solution. So we're going to fill that up right to the top. That's about our 120. Again, very liquidy, okay? No big deal there. Pour that in there. And then we have about 1.2 liters of water. So fill that up. You'll notice I'm wearing gloves just because the high alkaline and the acid content, you do want to protect yourself with proper PPE. So quick PSA, if you think you're too good for gloves, if you think you're too good for PPE in general, you're not, okay? Get out of here. We're gonna get out the SèMPER, show you the logo, okay, right there. So we're gonna put about a cap full here in a minute into our bucket. So we're gonna pre-foam this, let it dwell a bit, let it hang out, give her a rinse, go around the whole car with this. We're gonna go Pump City on the IK Multi Pro 2 360. Then we're gonna hit it with the bucket wash, so stay tuned. Okay, so I do apologize, but in typical Southern Alberta fashion, it's windy as snot, okay? We do what we can around here, all right? So we're gonna be hitting this with a Primus 2.0. You saw 10:1 dilution, nice and mixed up. Let's foam it on. We're gonna let it dwell and see how she works. Amazing how all dilutions work when you read the instructions. Look how thick. Thick. All right, so we got the whole car foamed. Got some on me, that's okay. We're gonna let that hang out for a little bit. Then we're gonna give it a good rinse. Gonna move forward. So the car itself was pretty dirty, but it is doing a pretty good job of pulling some of the dirt down. All right, so the Primus 2.0 has been sitting for a few minutes here. I actually sprayed a little bit more on after just to get rid of the foam cannon. My son, she is thick. We're gonna rinse it off, okay? Then we're gonna hit it with Purifica, okay? So let's rinse her down. So as you can kind of tell in the video, I'm in between sun and shade, so I'm not overly worried about the alkaline bits. I'm trying to work as quickly as I can. Not going to let it dry on the surface. As you can see, that's doing a great job cleaning that. And that's with no contact so far. Alrighty, so we got the whole car rinsed off from the Primus 2.0. So overall, it's a pretty good cleaner, okay, just by itself. If you were to do that, then a contact wash should probably be fine. But for you guys, we're gonna do the 3-page system. So, rinsed off the Primus 2.0. It does tend to cling a little bit, okay, so it does take quite a bit to rinse off. All right, so now we have the Purifica, again 10-to-1 in the upside down specialty IK Multi Pro 2 360. So we're gonna soak the car down, let it dwell, give it a rinse, then we're gonna go into a bucket, so stay tuned. All right, so I got my Purifica again in here, 10-to-1, so we're gonna go over the whole car, soak it down, and then let it dwell and give it a rinse. So as Jamie mentioned in his video, which I'll link into the description here, is that this is actually a soap, okay? So you can use it in a foam cannon, but I'll use the tools I have at my disposal, which in this case is the upside down boy. Look at that. This is going to be acid based, so it's the complete opposite of the pH scale from the Primus 2.0, which is a high alkaline. Depending on what kind of contamination you have in your car, you'll need these different kinds of chemicals. Try not to work downwind of this stuff. And again, you don't have to hit the whole car with this stuff. You can just do problem areas. But from what I've been told, it's safe on glass, plastic trim, you name it. Because funny enough, clear coat is plastic, more or less. So the more you can get off without touching the darn thing is ideal. Alrighty, so we let the Purifica sit for a few minutes here. I did empty the whole 1.5, went heavy in some spots. You don't need to empty it if you want to go a little more conservative. You absolutely can. So we're gonna go ahead, rinse off this bad boy, and take a look and see how it cleans up. All right, so I've got the Purifica rinsed off the vehicle. The more acid-based product did do a good job also attacking. And it's a good 1-2 system, 1-2 punch for the Primus 2.0 and the Purifica. Now, we're gonna do a bucket wash with SèMPER. So again, hyper concentrated stuff. I'm only gonna do about a cap. Let's fill that up. Drop that in the bucket, and you can drop a like, okay? It's right down there. If you wanna do that, that'd be cool. Put this cap back on, grab my wand, we're gonna foam this bad boy up. Now we're gonna go ahead to the bucket wash. Now I know it's counterintuitive to do a bucket wash without any foam on the car, but the idea of the two products with the Primus and the Purifica is that it cleans the surface as much as it can. So we're gonna go ahead and do the bucket wash here and see how we go. soap has a great scent. Pretty darn slick, actually. Throw the glass here. Dunk that back in. And I'm going to shut the pressure washer off. Doing a 1 bucket method. Don't freak out. It's okay. Okay. We just did 2 steps to clean the paint. All right. Not to worry there. Let's go all the way down. And I'm not seeing a ton of dirt in the lowers, which is great. Now I know there is an argument of when you do a pre-soak with those kinds of high alkaline or acid-based products, rinse from the top down, bottom up. I don't care. Just clean your car. Have fun with it. Hit the windshield. So when you don't have foam on the car to begin with, it's a little bit harder to see where you've been because this isn't overly foamy by itself, but that's okay. Have a process, stick to it. So again, kind of top down. I think this smells what Reggie probably smells like. It's quite nice. So I'm not gonna bore you with the whole wash. We're gonna go around it, give it a quick rinse, and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, so the bucket wash with SèMPER is done. Now we're gonna go ahead and give it its final rinse. All right, so there we have it. I pulled the car in because it's just too darn windy outside. So, appreciate you tuning in. To recap, we hit it with the Primus 2.0 Alkaline Pre-Wash with a foam can and 10:1 dilution. Then we rinsed that off and then hit it with the Purifica, which is the acid-based decontamination style. Let that dwell in the IK Multi Pro 2 360. Give it a time to chill, rinse her off. Both of these do like to cling, okay? So when you're rinsing it off, it does take a lot of rinsing. Then once that's all rinsed off, you do the bucket wash, 1 capful, so very, very little dilution of the SèMPER. Okay, this is pH neutral, so you're going high alkaline, high acid, neutral, okay? Combine it through water to neutralize everything, bring everything to a happy place, okay? So the bucket wash with this, again, you're not foaming anything on beforehand, you're just kind of rinsing off the acid here, and then you're bucket washing afterwards. A little bit counterintuitive, like I mentioned. So, did this remove all the dirt right off the hop? No. Will it remove all your dirt? Possibly. Is this system for everybody? Maybe, maybe not, okay? Don't overthink it. If you have a system that works, stick with it. If you want to try something new, this is definitely an option. And if you are Canadian, TOC Supplies, Bucket VW saves you some cash there. They have all this beautiful stuff. So appreciate tuning in. Drop a like if you choose to do so. Subscribe if that's what you're into, and we'll see you in the next video.